Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transport Fever, the Great Western Railway. Checking out our new passenger line that's going straight down south through the middle of the map. I'll zoom out here and see what it's doing. And this is the area that we're going to focus on today. We are going to get some of this cargo stuff done. We've spent the last couple of episodes getting the passenger route working. And it's time to get some more trains on the line. We've done this massive investment with all the track and everything. Might as well actually use it for something else. So there's a couple of industries that we haven't really invested in. One of them is gold, and I can see that between here and here that that is one of the production chains. So you can see the consumers over here, and then this actually goes nowhere. So it doesn't like go towards a town. So as much as that's attractive to do, and I don't know where the gold would come from, it would be out there somewhere. I don't think that's the best choice. We do have a wheat farm right here, and this food processing plant is not used within Mont Guthrie, and they do want bread. So I assume the catchment area for this, do we get a catchment area graph? We don't. But I assume the catchment area is pretty good because it should go, yeah, it'll go across to here, and which is our major depot type thing for the train station, and then these trucks can deliver it around town. So basically the catchment is the entire town, in fact the whole map. So yeah, let's jump into cargo. The track situation still isn't really sussed out, but we do at least have these two tracks, and I know that if we are going to do anything, it's going to be post this bridge. So I'm tempted to come up here. We're on a bit of an embankment, so let's kind of avoid that area. Through here is kind of attractive with the way that the wheat is overflowing here. I think that's an easy thing to start with. We can just paint that out and use that as our goal. So let's maybe pull off a spur line there. I think from a height point of view, we might be able to get away with it pretty simply. As long as we just keep away from that corner. Now we do want to go across this road level. I think we'll just move the road. So some of this will just need to go up and down a little bit. But the important thing is to get this out. Let's give it a pretty gentle curve. Now, does that look flat? It does not. So I think we need to, if we go across flat, that will actually, what we need is for the road to be flat. So yeah, kind of umming and ahhing how to do this. So both roads and train tracks have to cross on the complete level. So what I'm going to do is give ourselves that as a level, and then we'll choose that point, if it lets me, as the destination, and that should in general give us a pretty good surface to work with, I think. Please keep coming out straight. Yeah, because when that goes over that, it'll be flat, and then we can climb up to there. When it comes out, let's keep it simple. We could try using a double slip there, but what I'm going to do is just do that, and then yeah, that's pretty simple. A little spur line. We'll shove a signal on that, and back here on the road, and that should be plenty. I mean, that tree's a bit close. And yeah, we can clean up these roads. Do we want to turn that into a brick wall? I think I do. So we'll do that to that. And yeah, this road can go like this. It lets me do it. And let's do it as a straight road. And then we'll bulldoze that little bit there. And I think we have the workings of a valid track. Yeah, I think that works okay. So let's keep on going. Once again, we're going to have to cross here also on the level. So we'll just go... I think we need to go like this way. Let's get that angle right. But we need to come out level. Get the angle right. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to get all this correct. And then... Come on, let me do it, let me do it. Ooh, the slope is below the shot. Actually, that actually had to drop down a lot more than I thought it did. Yeah, actually, it's a lot. Actually, we may actually end up going under that road. Yeah, let's actually keep this level. Let's see what happens. Yeah, interesting. It's actually way under the road. So, yeah, I think I might bring the road down to it. Yeah, rather than trying to fight the topology. Yeah, let's do this. And you know what we should do? We should put the station in first. Let's put the station first. We're not thinking the right way around because the station is what dictates a lot of the necessity. So let's go for a, I don't want to overwhelm everything, so we'll just go for a 120, one track on the side. Now, do I want to make it parallel to that, or do I want to kind of angle it in? I think we can angle it in. And we'll just put a big diagonal road in there. One of the mistakes I continually make is just putting the railway line or the station just too close to where where the production is. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, why don't we can curl around here? Yeah, that might be a better idea. Let's do that. Let's make it look like it's really attached. It's very reminiscent of what we did for the livestock. Let's put this way over here. Yeah, then we can get rid of that road. And we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that, and then let's see what happens if I just do this. Now, it's a bit of a climb, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, that works. Now, that arc means that the road will 100% not go over it. So we'll have to go around, but I think that's okay. I think we'll just say, hey, this is not realistically a thoroughfare. It's a road next to the line. In fact, even this thing here. Yeah, let's do this. And then we'll get rid of that connection there, and yeah, that's I think plausible. Yeah, and then how's this going to work? So we can probably afford to bulldoze some of this, and we'll come out flat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to push this into the ground a bit, and we'll come out a little bit, but we're going to go down into the ground. Down you go. And yeah, down you come. And we'll move the building so it's not so close and egregious. Yeah, that gives us a bit more slope. And actually, I forgot to come out straight first for the railway crossing. So 0 degrees, where's 0 degrees? Whoops. And horizontal. All right. And we are finally going to make it. Yeah. I think that's not too bad. And then let's see if we can get that road across. And stay in the air, please. And then we'll just do some terrain manipulation. Come on, come on, come on. I was looking for like a 90-degree turn. Like that, that's what I want. And done. Yeah. I think that looks plausible. And we'll just drop down the road on this end as well. In fact, we'll just actually get rid of that. We'll turn it into more of a road that the farmers put there. And voila. All right, let's change the station. I'm going to use the ground platforms and just dirt. And I'm going to put an extra platform out there so that way we can put our cargo building like that. And you know what? I'm going to put the things on the other side as well. Gives us a lot of space. Yeah, just a nice big working area, and smooth that out. And I think this is gonna be great. I don't know if I needed that much width. I think I've pushed it a little bit too much. I should be able to get rid of those two. Yeah. Nice. And so we have a nice big platform. There goes our train. And we need to do some cleaning up of the farmlands. So quick unbrushing of that. And you know what? Since this is a wheat farm, let's get rid of the corn. And we'll go full hog on the wheat. So we'll get rid of all of that. I think what I'm going to do is get rid of this one. And we're going to put in a walking path instead. And do I want it to be attached? Probably not. So I'll come out, make myself a node. And then we'll delete that little thing. And that can go to there. I'm about to delete that. That can go... Do we want to come in? Yeah, we'll go across. Go across. And that can go just to in front of there. That gives us a nice track. And let's give ourselves some wheat. A bit bigger. We'll do it as a square. And I think that's a plausible thing. And then let's get rid of that as well. So two nice big wheat farms or fields. And yeah, we'll do some quick judicious painting right here. So as we come off the road. And then let's make that really weak, but a little bit stronger. And we'll fade off the path. Yeah, that path mod makes it so much easier to make a pretty good fade off path. I mean, you can do it just with painting, but it is a little bit tricky. And I think across here, we could probably justify a road, like a real road. I mean, I know I got rid of it, but I think that actually looks pretty good. And let's do the same across here. Oh, that barely doesn't fit. That's kind of a pity. So we'll go... Do we want to go down? No, we'll keep that level. And then I'll use the 6 meter path. Actually, 10 meter path? Yeah, we'll use the 10 meter path to do that bit. And that looks pretty good. Let's do some painting. And we'll fade out that stuff. And definitely over here we need to fade it all. And terrain. And I think we have what looks like a semi-decent farm area. We need to put some fences and all that stuff around, of course. But yeah, let's get ourselves a train. It's going to shuttle from here down the line. So the question is, do our tracks help us. It's going to come in on the left and then come into one of those. It can scoot across there, so that works, and then on the way out it would be nice. It'd be good if this point here, right here, joined onto this one. That way someone can come in while someone's coming out. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. All right, let's make a new line. New line from here, and it's just going to come into here. It's quite a short run. And yeah, let's choose a very wheaty color. And yeah, I think we can choose multiple platforms. Yeah, there's 2 to choose from. So if it happens to be busy. And that is it. So this is going to be a train, cargo. And this is the Catherine wheat. Done. So we do have a depot there. So if that goes there, goes through there, through there, through there, and yeah, it can merge onto the line. So we can use this depot. That's by a train, Great Western Railroad. I think I'm going to use one of the goods trains, I think. And so this is $1.3 million for $230 a year. 1.2, yeah. Okay, let's go for one of the 440s, and we'll go for the... I don't think we've done this middle one yet. Actually, I think we have, actually. Let's go for the bottom one. I don't think we've used that. Cargo, and then we want something that can be for wheat. There's one. There's that one. Isn't it a gondola type thing? It is. There it is. So let's choose something that's a gondola. We haven't used the gondola as much. And does that have wheat in it? It does. It's very big and open. We haven't used that one. 4-plank open sea wagon. They're often used for carrying steel. Initial batches were fitted with bars along the middle to support tarpaulin sheets to cover the cargo. Yeah, let's do that one. That's kind of unique. And we'll go a fair few of these. We'll go up to, well, we might as well go the length of the vehicle, 120. And yeah, let's buy that and put it on the Catherine wheat. So yeah, it's spawning out of here. You can see it coming out of the buffer. And another line, another Great Western Railway loco, 440, 3252, the Duke of Cornwall. We'll have to do an asset review at some point, work out how many of these engines we've actually got. Time is paused. It's on December 26, 1909, I believe, right now. Yeah, we actually can find it. Oh, look at 907. I was close. It's been on this for a while, so I've stared at it a fair bit. Let's follow along. See if I can get the keystrokes right to do the graphics. And out it comes. So in theory, that should pick up stuff over there. I don't know if the icon... Am I seeing the icon? I'm not seeing the icon of it. It should have stuff on the platform. We can come back, it will offload it into the food factory straight away, and it should be all there is to it. We shouldn't need any additional rolling stock on the rails or on the roads. Sounds great, doesn't it? I love all the sounds are all pretty constant. I think there's a lot of reused shared sound files, but yeah, I'm happy with it. Loving it. Steam's coming out of the cylinders in an interesting place. I didn't realize. Where are the cylinders on this thing? Looks like it must be in the middle there somewhere. I would have thought the cylinders would have been at the front, not within the running gear. But oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't put a brakeman's valve on this. So once this docks, thank you, autosave. Autosave is taking a lot longer because the save game is up to 138 megabytes. The map, when you download it, just stock is 68, and so we've added 70 megabytes of of detail and complexity to it. So that's a fair bit. Yeah, still need to do more detailing here. It's very tempting to make a cattle pen type thing over here. Oh, that's an interesting graphic. It came in as... What is that? Is that meant to... That does not look like wheat. You know what? Let's pause that and play with that because we really want to be able to see the wheat move. So let's modify that vehicle. We'll get rid of all those. So they were... Which ones were they? They were these ones. So let's get rid of those. And let's put something on that is definitely designed for wheat. So this is all the old stuff. I don't want to use the old stuff. I want to use newer stuff. So that was that one. This has got wheat. This one's got wheat. Let's try this one. This is not... This is... Yeah, this is the small thing, right? Yeah. This is... Yeah, this is the blue one we had. Let's go with the one above it. Yeah, so because this is covered and that's covered, and you won't see anything. Yeah, let's do this one. And this time we'll remember to put on a brake van. So let's go to just go to 110 and then brake vans, and then we'll choose one of the most modern ones. Let's choose that one. So there we go. And we still only have that type of animation. Well, that's disappointing. No, we've got to find something better than that. Third time lucky. So there's got to be something that's actually going to show us. I mean, these probably will, but these are really old. 3 plank. What's this one? Let's try this one. And we'll go up to 100 and close to 120, and then we'll put on the brake van. And still the same. Oh, that is annoying. Well, I think that will have to do for now. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to actually see like wheat piles. Yeah, we'll let that go, but we will configure the line to say, hey, next time, can you please not leave until you are full? Because it's a waste of time and money to have that go off. Hopefully there won't be too much contention here. Put that there. And there we go. There's only that passenger line over there right now. And off it goes. Cool. So hopefully if we ask this guy, it says suppliers, Catherine Farm, 105. Nice. And so yeah, it will get 100. So what's that make it? So 50 and 50. Make 50 bread. Okay, that's good. So Montguthrie wants 150 bread. So yeah, that should help satisfy this local market. Obviously some of it will be exported around the map, so that gives us a nice backhaul for the box cars. So that's always a good thing. Let's join this as it goes through the yards. On the right hand side here we have our track laying trains and dioramas. So that one close to us actually does get animated and goes off and comes back again. And we actually can see the goods train that goes down the line over there in the distance. And voila! You can get unloaded. Now, do we want to make it so it can go to another platform? This platform here isn't joined. The maximum length of the station was here, so we weren't allowed to add that track, so that's not going to happen. Currently, we have these two tracks. I don't think we really need to worry about these cargo tracks right now. These are designed for when we go off that direction. Same with this one on the right for passengers. So I think we can keep that over there on the left. And as far as the tracks are concerned, let's press pause because that is ugly. So that's not very straight. So let's clean this up a bit and see if we can make this a little bit more sensical. So you need to go to there. So where's the line? And then If we keep that up, we will get the orange working again. And then as you come out, we need you to be able to scoot across. Yeah, I think the way we had it wasn't that bad. Yeah. I suppose that's okay. I mean, I would like it so that you could come in and come out without touching each other. I think the way to do that is, let me delete all of this for a sec. Now, you have to remember that the passenger one needs a lot of this stuff. I think if we curve that into there, we curve that into there, this track over here is in the way. Where is that point? So we need to find, yeah, where's the curve point? See how it's got that join there? So I think the trick is to get rid of this other line. Treat this like a standard attached piece of line all the way into here. Come on, let me do it. There's something wrong with that track, I think. Keep on running back a bit. There we go. So you can see how the ballast is solid. There's no dip like this. So that means those two are definitely attached. And then for these, let's pull these back. And this one, I'm going to make it attach over here somewhere. And then this one will be attached to that track. So these are nice high-speed turn-offs. So that gets that done. And then when it gets, it needs to have a decision point about which way it's going to go. So let's have that decision point. It has to be after, obviously, those points. Let's do that decision point here. Let me do it. Let me do it. Come on, come on, come on. So right there. Well, sometimes if you make the cross too long, you can't put a cross track in. There it goes. Done. So now it can come in. Yeah, have I done that right? I think so. And then the yards still have their... Yeah, I don't know if it's the best thing in the world. So that's that one. And then if we look at the other train, it can come in. And it also has the ability to... Okay, the X was... Oh, we put an X down here. That's the trick. That's the trick. Yeah, and then we can get rid of the X over here. Yeah, I was wondering why it was so far out. Yeah, and then we just have a signal coming in. And then if we want, we can put waypoint signals on here saying, hey, you are about to move into the passenger system. So move one notch forward. And assets, station assets, side things, 1 and 1. Dock it to the left track. And yeah, now we have it saying, hey, this was going to the passenger system and this is going to the cargo system. And then if there is going to be a branch off into cargo, it would actually be, it would be in here. And so basically these 4 tracks now have nothing to do with these tracks. And so yeah, if we wanted to give it more opportunity, for example, you would do something like that. Yeah, something like that, for example. But yeah, so yeah, they cross at the last second. It's risky all the way in. Yeah, that's much cleaner. And after a whole lot of detailing, this is where we are. While I was doing the detailing, I worked out why we weren't getting any graphics on the carriages. Swapped it out for those nice leverage ones. If you're wondering how I'm doing this shot right now, I'm riding along with some crows or ravens, whatever they are. yeah, put a church over here, kind of fabricated a wedding, and yeah, made it a lot more homey. You know, gave the place a lot more life, and yeah, I really like it. You know, the walls worked out well and gave the farm some roads and stone walls and stuff. Down here, gave it a lot of buildings just to kind of build up the concept of, you know, it's been busy, put the cover on the top and a wall at the end. Gave it a second track. That actually was added because I've got a feeling we may go that way in the future. Like there's these other things like crude oil and stuff. So we actually may use this through here in the future. I mean, the plan is to go across this way as well, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Around the farm, I gave it a whole lot of fences and livestock and the gate, and yeah, just cleaned up the roads and stuff as well. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. So this guy is waiting for a full load. We'll just turn him around and finish off the episode. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Next time, we are going to dive into the other side of the map and work on some stone and conveyor belt stuff and lots of other stuff like that. But that's next time. So make sure you subscribe so you can watch that action. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.